Papers have been laid. Questions?
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Your private notice question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honourable Prime Minister, Minister of Defence, Home Affairs and External Communications, Minister of Finance, Minister for Rodrigues and Outer Islands. Whether in regard to the charter flight of Trans Ocean Airways from Madagascar, which landed at the Seewoosagur Ramgoolam International Airport on the 12th October 2025, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain from A, the Commissioner of Police and the Financial Crimes Commission information as to whether any inquiry has been initiated thereinto, and if so, indicate the outcome thereof and who has been interrogated as at to date, and B, Airport Holdings Limited, the names of the chairperson and members of the board of Jet Prime Limited, indicating in each case the allowances and benefits drawn, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Your Honourable Prime Minister.
Yes, Madam Speaker. I wish to refer the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to my reply to private notice question on the 28th of October 2025, wherein I informed the House of the circumstances in which the unscheduled private flight, not a charter flight as mentioned by the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, of Trans Ocean Airways from Madagascar has been authorized to land in Mauritius on the 12th of October 2025. A copy of the report of the Secretary of the Cabinet and Head of the Civil Service was dated the 14th of October 2020, was tabled during that private notice question. Madam Speaker, as regards to Part A of the question, the police started an inquiry into the circumstances that led to the landing of the private jet immediately after the publication of the report of the Secretary of the Cabinet and Head of the Civil Service. I'm informed by the Commissioner of Police that so far 37 persons from all parties and institutions concerned have been interrogated and 52 statements were taken from them. These include Jet Prime Limited, the Department of Civil Aviation, the Customs Department of the Mauritius Revenue Authority, the Passport and Immigration Office, the police, the Airports and Mauritius Company Limited, and the staff of the Prime Minister's Office. The inquiry has reached a critical stage, and the Honourable Member would appreciate that it would not be in the interest of the efficient and proper conduct of the investigation for the names of each person interviewed to be divulged. These statements have been taken over a period of less than 1 month under the supervision of the Deputy Commissioner of Police for Crime. Without prejudice to the eventual outcome of the inquiry, as I have stated before, it is clear that this was a pre-planned operation involving several people, both at the level of Jet Prime Limited and some private operators. I'm informed that on the 13th of October 2025, the Financial Crimes Commission initiated an investigation on the arrival of the private jet belonging to Zodiac Group on the 12th of October 2025 at the SSR International Airport. Between the 13th of October to the 19th of October 2025, the statement of 3 Malagasy nationals were recorded, wherein they explained the existence of state capture for the past 10 years, which benefited a few persons from the previous Malagasy government, including Mr. Mami Rabatumanga. The issues that are also being investigated relate to rosewood, wheat and milling, lychee, acquisition of 5 Boeing aircraft which were sent to Iran, and also traffic d'influence and breach of confidentiality which surfaced during the current investigation. I'm further informed that the FCC has interviewed 25 witnesses and suspects so far, and 4 persons have been arrested, provisionally charged, namely Mr. Rabatumanga, Mr. Jetsi Thomas, Mr. Biki, and Mr. Fakim. The FCC is also collaborating with other countries, namely Madagascar, United States of America, and France, which are also conducting related investigations. With regard to Part B of the question, it would be opportune to inform the House of the circumstances in which Jet Prime Limited had been created. The previous government had systematically attempted to undermine the functioning of YU Lounge run by Mr. Nirvan Virasamy, incorporated as Business Jet Services Limited in August 2004, and having as the nature of business the setting up of an aircraft maintenance organization. In July 2021, the then government redefined the points of entry into Mauritius and excluded YU Lounge at the point of entry, hence destroying the economic value of the business, resulting in important losses to the company. Finally, YU Lounge was sold to Airports Holding Limited in April 2022. A few months later, in August 2022, Jet Prime Limited was designated as point of entry. In April 2022, AHL acquired 100% shareholding in YU Lounge Mauritius Limited and renamed it as Jet Prime Limited on the 18th of May 2022, with continuity in its functioning being maintained. I should mention that the current Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Dewanda Chalen, was appointed by the previous government in June 2024 for a contractual period of 3 years, despite the fact that his employment as Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Airports of Mauritius Company Limited, a subsidiary of AHL, was terminated on the grounds of breach of trust. Madam Speaker, I'm informed by AHL that on the 4th of September 2025, its shareholders decided to fill in the existing vacancies in the board membership of Jet Prime Limited on a purely temporary basis and without any remuneration. This was intended to be for an approximate period of 2 months, pending the restructuring of AHL and to attend to matters that had remained unattended due to the absence of a fully constituted board. The temporary board of Jet Prime Limited was composed of as follows: Mr. Chairperson, Mr. Apalsamy Thomas; Directors, Mr. Dhiren Kumar Debi, Mrs. Kantabai Babaji, Mr. Marie-Gérard Gilbert Noël, and Mr. Keshav Ritu. I'm further informed that Mr. Noël resigned on the 24th of October 2025. Madam Speaker, at its meeting of the 17th of October 2025, Cabinet decided that the procedures of the operation of private jets by the Department of Civil Aviation are being reviewed in view of the new non-routine challenges that the civil aviation is encountering. The operations of Jet Prime Limited are also being reviewed. Such review will be carried out at the level of the holding company. Madam Speaker, I wish to reassure the House that under no circumstances will there be any cover-up, either in this or any other investigation since this government came to power.
Thank you. Supplementary question, Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With regard to the reply that the Honourable Prime Minister has given to the House concerning Jet Prime Limited, can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House on what basis Mr. Gilbert Noël has been nominated as board member of Airports Holding Limited, of Jet Prime Limited, and Mauritius Helicopter Limited?
He was nominated as a member. Pending is looking at his qualifications, as you know, what his qualifications are, and I think he had applied for the job, and he was appointed. But as I said, he resigned after this issue.
Yes. Second question.
Madam Speaker, can you put some order in this House so that I can put my questions quietly?
Will you allow the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to put his question, please? It's best for everyone. No, Mr. Duval, Honourable Duval, don't do that. I'm the one leading.
Madam Speaker,
I am the speaker today. Yeah, of course you did. I saw you. Will you? Can we get on with the PNQ, please? Honourable Leader of the Opposition, you have the floor. You have the floor. Shoot.
Madam Speaker, can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister? He stated that Mr. Noël has submitted his resignation. Will he inform the House why up to now the rest of the board is still in place while there is an inquiry on them? Has there, Madam Speaker, been any legal actions taken against members of Jet Prime Limited until now?
I explained this is a temporary board
Yes.
which was set up. Yes, but what, you want to have no board there? You need to have a board. You cannot run the company without a board. No, this is a temporary board, and you've seen the names I've given you, former, and they're not being paid any cent, any money, and also they're just there temporarily to make sure that things go on.
Let the Prime Minister speak, Mr. Jaman.
Madam Speaker, it's not a question of they are not being paid any money. Madam Speaker, Annex 1 of the report tabled by the Honourable Prime Minister 2 weeks ago, that is on 28th October, mentioned the departure of the aircraft, that is the private jet, on the 11th of November, which is today. Is this still the case? And in the same vein, can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House whether the pilot has already left the country?
I
Okay.
had explained all this last time, Madam Speaker. I don't know, you asked the question yourself. The captain of the aircraft was allowed to leave just after, and then the second pilot, the officer, was allowed to leave.
Yeah, but the Honourable Prime Minister stated also that there will be an inquiry. He has already left the country.
There is an inquiry. He has already been questioned, and there's nothing. You should realize that it is the captain of the aircraft who is in charge of the aircraft. The second pilot just does his job.
Madam Speaker, one of the passengers of that private jet was Mr. Mami Ravatomanga. And we all know that there is an ongoing investigation at the FCC against that person. Can the Honourable Prime Minister confirm to the House if there was a meeting between an advisor to the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister and one Mr. Biki?
I must say, these days, people to get out of their positions, they say anything. We have to go by evidence and proof. Anybody can say anything. Any nonsense. So we have to look. An inquiry is going on. Let it do its job.
Now, can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister, this he must be knowing, whether there was a meeting between a minister of his cabinet with Mr. Biki?
It's an absolutely false statement that is being propagated by people who think they get a chance, if they get a chance tomorrow, to come back into government. They will not. These are many false statements are being made, many false statements on Facebook, on this and that. And we are looking into that. I'm getting the help from India. I mentioned it, I think, the other day. And we will reach the bottom of all this.
Speaker, a statement was made in court yesterday by that Mr. Biki. And he made reference to a sum of 350 million in this particular scandal. Is the Prime Minister aware of that?
I again said to the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, any person says anything, so I have to go and check. There is an inquiry going on. Let the inquiry find out. All this is untrue, but let the inquiry find out.
Another question, or was that, yes?
I had a lot of questions today, Madam Speaker. Will the Honourable Prime Minister give the assurance to this House that no member of his government, and especially no junior minister, was involved in the pre-planned mission to bring Mr. MR to safety to Mauritius?
I've said it before and I say it again, Madam Speaker. Anybody who is involved in any way will have to pay the consequences. I'm not sparing anyone. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You mentioned all these money, suppose that is transaction. Look at the proof of the pudding is in the eating. What has happened to him? If the MSM was in power, he would have left the country already. He would have left the country already. We are also looking, for your information, we are also looking how we invested billions of rupees. Which government was in power? Who didn't do there? You see the MSM criticizing him? Never. They try to find people in our side. But they never criticized this gentleman. Look at how much money he invested during their tenure. Who did the due diligence? Well, this will find out.
Speaker, all started in 2009. Madam Speaker, one of the main figures in this saga is the officer in charge of the FCC. Can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House if he recommended the renewal of the actingship of Mr. Daudari for a further period of 9 months, and if so, when was that done?
Well, I can't say exactly when, but I did recommend, yes.
You did recommend. And my second question related to the same issue. When that was done, the Honourable Prime Minister was not in the country. Can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House whether the Deputy Prime Minister, who was the acting Prime Minister at that time, was informed of the renewal of the contract of Mr. Daudari?
We work as a government. I'm sure everybody knows what we are doing.
Can the Honourable Prime Minister state to the House whether there was a public notice issued by the State House when that contract was renewed?
I would love to ask the State House whether they publish, but they have to approve of the nomination. They have to approve of the nomination.
What do you say? Don't ask a question, make an affirmation.
Can the Honourable Prime Minister confirm to this House if the officer in charge of the FCC has been interrogated by the Central CID? And if yes, why?
I'm not going to go into who interrogates who, but there must be a reason to interrogate somebody. There must be a reason.
Madam Speaker, can I ask the Prime Minister to confirm to this House whether with regard to the Commissioner who resigned from his position at the FCC, that is Mr. JF, whether he is in presence of an information on a suspicious transaction on the personal bank account of that person?
This is throwing bad shame. There is an inquiry. So anybody says anything, that is the truth? That is the Bible? No, let the inquiry find out.
If there is an inquiry ongoing, can the Honourable Prime Minister tell the House? Because I put that question last time. The chairperson of the CEB was allegedly present in that infamous meeting. Can he inform the House whether that person has been asked to resign pending the outcome of the inquiry, and also why he has not been questioned by the FCC until today?
I believe he has been questioned, Madam Speaker.
And if he has been questioned, why has he not resigned from his position as chairperson?
Now it's a new novel system. If I ask you questions, you have to resign. So if I ask you questions, tomorrow they ask you, you have to resign?
Madame la Présidente. Now, Madam Speaker, two of the lawyers of Mr. Emma are close to the government, one of whom is a member of this House, and the other one has recently been appointed as chairperson of SIL. Does the Honourable Prime Minister find this ethical?
I didn't hear the last bit of the question.
Whether you find it ethical for two of the lawyers of close to government,
One is a member of Parliament.
whether lawyers, can you decide on the ethics?
Stupid question.
Of course.
Maybe I can help. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can help. You have an ethics for the members of the bar.
Yeah.
So, are you asking the Prime Minister to decide?
No, my question
On-
is simple.
Yes.
Does he find this ethical?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes or no?
There's an ethics of the bar which is applicable.
Probably, the Honourable Leader of the question, I don't blame him, probably doesn't know what is the cab rule. that a barrister cannot refuse to present somebody.
Let me come back, Madam Speaker, to the report which was tabled on the 28th October. The approval of AML was obtained almost immediately according to the report. May we know who gave the clearance at the level of AML? Is it the CEO of that company?
No, he's getting confused now. I think you should go and read the report back.
As usual.
It's the Civil Aviation Department which eventually gives that go-ahead.
Yeah, that I know.
Yes?
But they need also the approval of AML.
Also fair. Moi-même, je suis perdu.
It doesn't work like this. Eventually, they do the inquiry, they look
No, mais
at
tant mieux.
parking, and then eventually it's the deputy of the civil aviation which, but he didn't do it on his own. He checked with all the departments. He looked at whether these people were in any way being looked for in any country. They did all these checks. There was nothing. Then he allowed.
Yeah, that I do understand, Madam Speaker. My question is, who at the level of the AML gave that clearance? Is it the CEO or somebody else?
I just explained it is not the AML who gives the clearance. It's the director or the assistant director of the civil aviation who eventually does.
AML, c'est for parking purposes.
Yeah,
Read
that
the
I know
law.
for parking
Read the
purposes.
law.
Can the Honourable Prime Minister confirm if AML currently has a board of directors? And if not, why not?
It has a board at the moment, but we are re-looking at everything, the whole area.
DPM est en colère. Une année, AML n'a pas de board. Madam Speaker, the report mentions that the Secretary for Home Affairs gave the clearance at 0013 a.m. However, the same report mentions that an MRA official was apprised of the landing of the jet verbally by a representative of Jet Prime Limited at 23:50 p.m. That is 25 minutes before obtaining the clearance from the Secretary for Home Affairs. How is it possible for them to know that the clearance would be granted?
I can't understand what the Honourable Leader of the Opposition is saying. In fact, I find it very confusing what he's saying.
I'm not confusing it.
The Home Affairs, Secretary for Home Affairs, she deals with the PIO. And they look at the lists of passengers, they check whether they are being sought in any other country, whether there's anything against them. This is her role. She has nothing to do with the other role that you're suggesting. And then the plane was allowed to land.
Yeah, my question is, officers from the MRA knew 25 minutes before that permission would be granted for the plane to land.
One moment. One moment.
You've got a dangerous imagination, man.
No, I was, well, even I can't speak.
The Honourable Minister is saying, I don't know where he's getting all these
That's what I'm, that's.
imagining.
Honourable.
So, once they knew that the aircraft was coming, the MRA was advised to go and have a look. That is what happened.
Prime Minister, you're getting some information.
I put this question for the second time, Madam Speaker. Now, the Honourable Prime Minister confirms that the Secretary for Home Affairs took the decision to authorize the landing of that private jet. Has it been established why the Secretary for Home Affairs did not inform the acting Prime Minister?
Stand up, Prime Minister, stand up.
First of all, I didn't say that. Again, he's saying something which is, I don't know,
We
I'm
can't hear
just
the
saying
Prime
it.
Minister.
She doesn't give the authorization. It's not her job to give authorization. Yeah, it is unfortunate that the Deputy Acting Prime Minister at the time was not told at the time. The other day you asked a question, I got a chance to correct it. I said the guy was lying. In fact, the question was wrongly put. He was told the next day, but not at the time.
Yes, but then do we know why he was not informed? He was the acting Prime Minister.
There's an inquiry going on. But from what I understand, when they checked everything was in order, they didn't find the reason. I think he should have been informed. personally.
Yes.
Now, the Honourable Prime Minister keeps mentioning that everything was pre-planned. Is he now in a position to inform the House who was the mastermind?
Yeah,
That's a very tall
It is-
order.
it is
Very
obvious. It is obvious that it is pre-planned. If the Honourable Leader of the Opposition seems to
No.
he seems to know more than I do. But you must remember, I did say it. First of all, they asked the permission to come to Mauritius for medical reasons.
Yes.
Then it was for tourism.
Petrol. Petrol. Lack of
There
petrol.
was something else, I can't remember what it was. Yeah, finally they said there was no fuel. So it's obviously pre-planned. And the jet left before any permission was given.
It was not they who gave those reasons for landing. It was Jet Prime Limited who gave those reasons.
But Jet Prime was working together with them.
Madam Speaker, it is now established that the private jet left Madagascar without prior authorization from Mauritian authorities. Therefore, will the Honourable Prime Minister agree that those who conspired to allow the jet to come to Mauritius put our airspace in danger?
Your imagination is unbelievable. The stretching of imagination is unbelievable. When eventually the jet said it was running out of fuel, it was allowed to land.
It was never any danger. Anti-patriotic.
My last question, Madam Speaker. One of the passengers was the former Prime Minister of Madagascar. Can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House, given the circumstances of the landing of the jet, why was he allowed to leave the country the day after landing? Was he interrogated by relevant authorities before leaving?
He's talking about the former
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister who was ambassador here. Is he the one he's talking about? No.
No, the passenger.
The passenger.
Passenger.
Nothing was found against him.
We're done. Okay. Time is almost up anyway. Thank you very much.